We're gonna start off by going to the text and we're gonna write whatever we want. I'm gonna write shadow. Oh, let me just fix that. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put it in the center, make it a bit bigger. And then on the top, you'll see a view section. You're gonna want to click that and you're gonna go to studio. And I'm gonna click isometric. And then I'm gonna, on the right side, you'll see that there are different options. I'm gonna click front and fit to plane. Now it looks a bit weird, but we're gonna go to FX, outer shadow. We're gonna check it off, and I'll make the radius to full, and the offset will also be full. But the intensity, you can make it however you want. I'm gonna go about over here. That looks good. And I'm gonna make the shadow come to the left side, because the light source is going to be on the right. And there you have it, our first cool text. So for the second one, we're going to make sure the isometric top is selected, and we're going to write our text, and then we're just going to place it in the center. And then we want the 3D effect, so I'm going to do Command J, Shift, down and right, and I'm going to repeat that multiple times until I get something that I want. I'm going to select all of it. I'm going to go to styles, and I'm going to click gold black, but there are other ones, but I like this one. And now it looks a bit weird, so I'm going to click edit in plane, and I'm just going to make it straight so it looks better. And now, as you can see, it's like it has a 3D effect. And that's our second text. Stay tuned for a third one. So in our final text, we won't be needing the isometric, so you can go to view, studio, and you can uncheck isometric. So this is going to be a bit of a bubble effect, so I'm just going to write bubble for this one. So yeah, I'm just going to fix that, bubble, yeah, okay, that's perfect. I'm going to change the font because this is too thin for a bubble effect. I want something thick. There are lots of these, but nothing I'm looking for. What about this, the first one? No. Yeah, this one is perfect. You can use this one too. I'm just gonna make this one a bit bigger. And now it's black. It won't really look like a bubble, right? So I'm just gonna make into something. I'm just gonna change the color to something of a bluish gray. So about there. And then I'm gonna select it. I'm gonna go down to FX and I'm gonna check bevel. I'm gonna make the soften to full, and the radius, you can play around with this one a bit because this one is hard to find. Alright, we can take the shadow out later, so I'm just gonna make the radius full for now because I was paying attention to that. Now we can take the type and we can change it to inner. Now that the shadow is gone, that looks much better. And we can change the direction because we want it to be popping out somewhere around there. And you can copy the numbers if you don't want to look for it. And the shadow multiply, I'm going to make that into a bluish gray too. And the highlight screen, the color doesn't really matter. The opacity, just keep it full. And then I'm gonna take the transparency tool and I'm gonna drag it up just about. I don't want it to be too much or else it won't really have its effect. So somewhere about there, and I'm just gonna Command J multiple times so that it becomes darker. And then the top layer, I'm gonna take the transparency tool and I'm gonna bring it a bit lower, just about there. And then I'm gonna select all of it. I don't really like the color, so I'm gonna change that too. But first we can change the opacity and then the color now. I'm gonna make it more on the aqua blue side, just about there. Yeah, perfect. And that's our third text. Make sure to subscribe for new and weekly videos.